Hello and welcome to today's session of PreSales Insight. My name is Sascha Oehl. I'm a technical sales and pre-sales leader in Europe. Today we will look into another pitch for whiteboarding. In today's play, we want to talk about the alternate future, or how the future could look like if we can implement some changes. It is called the benefit of new. This gives us directly an idea of the move we need to get to the benefits to get the new solutions on the whiteboard. In our scenario, we are proposing new IT infrastructure components to our customer ICME. To be more precise, storage products. The customer has a set of requirements which are right now not addressed. Of course, the play also works with cloud products, software and all other items which are providing new capabilities, matching to customer requirements. As storage infrastructure is perceived as an easier topic, it makes it easier to walk through this example. Lately, we used a whiteboard and a whiteboard app on the tablet. Today, we will use a piece of paper and some pencils. What are the customer requirements? The data center runs out of space and power. Very few space is left, and with rising demand, more and more equipment is deployed. And someday, you cannot bring any more equipment into the data center. Second, the services need to get cheaper. As in most cases, there is always a competitor, maybe a cloud service, proposing to run it as a managed service for cheaper money with more quality. Third, the service is expected to provide more uptime and performance in the future. And to be clear, there was a downtime 2 months ago and reoccurring performance problems. Fourth, cybersecurity awareness. Triggered by recent media articles, the board demanded a new protection against ransomware attacks. Fifth, data analytics need to support more data sources. The current data analytics platform is not able to ingest all necessary data sources, so format conversions occurs before ingest. While we can provide help for topic 1 to 4, the storage product is not addressing topic 5, which comes from a total different arena. In our example, our company is not addressing this part directly, so we will leave this topic for a partner. We will address the topics 1 to 4. Our target is to accelerate the purchase of the new infrastructure and help our counterpart to find the right reasons to move this through the decision chain. So now let's move over to the whiteboard, or in our case, the paper. Let's begin on the top. I know how the picture should look like, so I will put some markers on the paper to help me to see the right places for the topics. 2 markers on the top to separate the headline. Now I mark a left and a right area to ensure I have space for the current challenges and the next steps. This gives me now a lot of space in the middle of the map, and it needs for the functionality and the stuff that we are proposing. As I address 4 areas, I mark 4 sectors. So you see 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here in the middle, we can put our proposed product. Looking at the slides, we see now some forms and virtual structure just by a few marks. This will help us to leave the space for the right things. So let's start. We want to put this whole topic under the umbrella of the customer. For the moment, they call the project ACME Next Gen Storage Infrastructure. And this is what we put right on the top. Quite a long name, but quite a big project. Now we have the headline here. Now we can basically, if we want, we can separate the mark to make sure it separates. Now our offering would be ACME's Super Objective Storage. This is the thing that we put right below. Here's the stuff that we want to sell. Now we go through the first critical step. The customer requirements or the challenges. We put them in a left box on the side here to make sure we have all of them addressed. So we put all the 5 topics in. Space and power goes first. Cheaper service, our number 2. Uptime, performance. Now you see I'm hitting the line a bit, not a big issue. Cyber security. And data analytics. Now we've got all the 5 here. And of course, we ask the customer if he missed something. Let's say for the moment we are super clear, but the biggest issue they see is space and power. So let's put a mark here, so we're not forgetting this is our biggest issue. You could also put some other things in here, like risks and so. If you like, you could make a shark. I could put some things here to make it easier to remember. But as space and power is our most relevant one, we use some coloring to give them the right attention. So, this is now the stuff that we want to address. To make it clear, these 4 ones we can address, and we will focus on only those. So we've got the 4 segments here, so we put the space and power in the upper left. Space and power. How are we addressing these? Let's say we are using higher density of our equipment. So more terabyte per rack unit. Let's say we use dedupe and we put it in here too, which both leads into a lower consumption of the resources. This will be basically our upper part. Now let's move over to the second block. You see here the lower left. This is where we want to put our cheaper services. Why is it cheaper? Well, we need less hardware. I want to do it in blue basically. We need still less hardware. And we've got a simplified operation and management. No one can read it anymore. But the good one with the whiteboard is you can easily scribble something out. So less hardware, simplified operation and management. These are the drivers to make the services cheaper. Space and power, cheaper services. Now we're talking to the third one, uptime and performance. Uptime and performance. This is where we're now kicking in with the next things that we have. So we've got all flash, we've got transparent mirroring, which means we can use both sides for mirroring, and we will use this for using all performance in the system. So we use performance in each part of it. Now we come to the fourth section, which is cybersecurity. And what do we have to address it here? We've got a superb snapshotting functionality. We've got continuous data protection, and we got replication of snapshot to third location to make sure that these are always air-gapped. They are decoupled, they are then available somewhere else. This is making our 4 items. In reality, you could easily put some comparisons in there, like this is getting 2 times the performance. Space and power by minus 30% compared to the existing infrastructure. The services, we expect a drop by 25%. So we can put it easily on the screen to make it very visible for our partner. As we said, we keep these topics high level for the moment. You know the details, you know what you put into these sectors to make it very compelling to your customer. Now we need to fix what's need to get done to move towards a decision in the customer organization. As we're not doing this just for fun, we want to make some revenue with it. And all this stuff that's needed to move forward, we put in the right box on this side. Let's say in our example, first of all, there's a POC for integration in system management. That's the one thing that we need to do, and it's on the screen. It's in calendar week X, and it's done by person A. So we know exactly who is doing it and when this job is done. Or maybe there's a board meeting where we have to bring in the offer with some of the explanations. This is in calendar week Y, and the responsible person is person B. So we know exactly this person needs the stuff ready then to make it into the board meeting, to get into the decision, to move forwards to a deal. Or probably we need a revised order, as some of the capacities has changed. So revised offer, they put it in here, and basically this is something that our account manager C will do until calendar week Z. Put all the stuff here with owner and time to make sure that these stuff can be followed up on. In the end, the customer has an overview of the requirements that has been addressed, on how we are solving the problems to move him into the next generation of his product, and the actions that needs to get done to move this thing forward. This is important to make sure that everything is addressed, that everything is on the radar, and we're moving towards a closing of a deal. Of course, you can add up even more things, and you should. You should alter this script, alter the play to make it fit to your customer, to your style of presentation. This is just giving the baseline. It helps you with an idea, and now you can change it and adopt it to the way that you like it most. This is one of the plays that we're using in whiteboarding. The next one we're doing will be a different one, and it will be presented in a different way. We will use a smart whiteboard next time, and we will move through a different play. Thanks for listening today. Stay tuned for the next sessions, and if you have, give me some feedback and give me some good ideas what you have changed and how you use the whiteboarding in your customers. Thank you for listening.